Oh, well, hello there, everyone. And today I will be giving my thoughts on my experience with Death Note, where I learned that mass genocide. You have enough ink in your pen, you know. Uh, yeah. All jokes aside, this series is actually pretty good. And before we get started, yeah, my bad for not uploading in a while, guys. Sorry. Trying to figure out what I was gonna do, and I just landed on Death Note because it's a pretty swell series. So, how about we just get started with like what's the series about? You know, for any new fans, I would recommend the show. It's not very long. It's like I don't know, 30 episodes. No, 37 something episodes. Yeah, it's a pretty fun. It's a pretty fun watch. You know, if you have the time. But heck, so the series follows a 17-year-old named Light Yagami, and he, while he's monologuing about his edgy life, you know, because apparently Japan's awful. No. But, like, the world's kind of awful in Light's universe, I guess. I mean, he lives on Earth, but it's just worse Earth, I guess. Um, he stumbled upon a little book called The Death Note, and he figures out that the Death Note can be used to kill people if you write their names down. The rules of the Death Note are a bit weird. Like, you can basically, like, rewrite reality pretty much, like, control people. They just have to die in the end. So, yeah. Some of the stuff kind of confused me at points, but the person who explains most of this stuff to Light is Ryuk, and yeah, Ryuk's pretty cool. Ryuk's like this demon race. Well, they're called death gods, but they're called Shimigami, which are pretty much just devils. Basically, their job is to kill people by writing the name in the Death Note. That was Ryuk's Death Note that he dropped to Light because his world really sucks because he's just bored all the time, and I can relate. Shimigami, what they do is when they write a person's name in the Death Note, they expand their life by however they can see like other people's lifespans. Did I tell you? Did I mention that the rules were a bit confusing in the show? But nonetheless, they explain it pretty good. Yeah, you kind of have to watch the series. I'm not very good at explaining things. I'll try my best though. So Shimigami, they increase their lifespan by killing people. So like, if the person was supposed to die at like 50, something like that, and they were like 30, then a Shimigami could write dies, and yeah, if you don't kill a person in like 40 seconds, I think it was, they just die of a heart attack. Yeah. I'll go into more in depth later. Basically, yeah, if they write their name down, they die. They can kill them however way they want to, which is what Light does sometimes. And say yeah, the guy's 30, he dies at 50, he writes his name down, he gets 20 years basically. The remaining yeah, it's the remaining lifespan pretty much. It doesn't work for humans though. It only works for Shimigami. And when the Light finds the Death Note, he's a bit too enthusiastic about it and just kills like half of Japan. Now he goes by a strict moral code, which is like he only kills like criminals, whether they are falsely accused or not. But we won't go over that. He just kills whoever criminal like was recently arrested and whatever name he can get. And lucky for him, his dad's a detective, the head detective of the police department, so he can get it to classified stuff to kill even more people. And this leads to him getting the attention of the world's greatest detective, Batman. No, I mean L. L. L is like this super smart detective guy, and the best the best character in the show. Uh, Elle and Light have a interesting relationship. So Light, he is the killer. So in like the second episode, his fan base, I guess what you call it, calls him Kira, and he just kind of is like, all right, yeah, which means killer, by the way. It grows like a little community. This attracts the attention of so Elle suspects Light he like goes undercover. I forgot some of this stuff. It's been a hot minute since I watched this show, but I watched it pretty recently. But Elle like suspects Light pretty much, so Light is like, no, I'm not Kira, and he tries to prove it, and Elle and what would normally disprove him, Elle's like, I'm not sure. I like that Light plays double, like, both the sides. He's like Emperor Palpatine in the way that, like, he plays both sides. So he's searching for himself with the help of Batman. a bit messed up. Yeah, and throughout the series, we meet different characters, such as Misa Amane. She's like this pop star girl. She also found a Death Note, so her Shimigami, which if you have a Death Note, then you get a Shimigami instantly. So her Shimigami is named Rem, and when Shimigami was like fell in love with Misa, and she was supposed to die like really early from like a mugging or whatever. The Shimigami like saves her by writing the killer's name in the Death Note. And since she was supposed to die that day, she like didn't. Well, first she didn't die, but the remaining lifespan of that Shimigami was given to Misa, and her Death Note and the Death Note of the Shimigami was given to Rem, which she gave to Misa. So Misa, she was like 19 when the show started, so like I'm assuming she was supposed to live to at least like 100, like 20 something. That's just my headcanon, because they say in the show that her lifespan is like increased exponentially. I'm just assuming that's something really long, something like that. But she does split her lifespan in half to get Shimigami eyes. And like, you know how I mentioned before, Shimigami can see the lifespan of people? They can give it to people, but it takes the person's half their lifespan. So like, Misa, say she was 120 when she was gonna die. Her lifespan was cut in half, so she has 60 years left. So, pretty straightforward, you know? And that's how she finds Light and is like, let me join you. And nonsense ensues. Misa, I'm just going to kind of spoil the end of the show. She doesn't really do all that much. Like, she's an important character and she does stuff towards the beginning of the show. But when it starts to get to, like, 25, 26 episode something, she didn't do all that much. She just kind of commits suicide. Not even kidding. That's kind of dark. I don't know why I laughed. And Rem dies, by the way, because she killed Elle, and I haven't forgiven her for that because Elle's the best character in the show. But luckily, Elle was replaced by his son. I mean his apprentice, Nier. Nier's just reskinned Elle. And Nier's alright. Nier's fine, but he can't replace the man. You know what I mean? It's like, trying to think of an example. It's like Thanos. You know how he's replaced with Kang now, and Kang sucks. That's kind of how it is. Not really though. Nier's the one who like brings down Light. Yeah. So Light. Okay, let me catch stuff up. Rem kills Elle and Elle's butler. I think his name was like Watery or something. she kills him, and she dies because she extended Misa's lifespan. So, I guess Misa has... I don't really know. I didn't think about Misa getting any more lifespan after that, because Misa got the Shimigami eyes again, so she split her life half, and then half again. So Misa's lifespan is confusing. Everyone's lifespan is confusing, except Light's, because he's the only one who anyone can read. Rem dies, and Light is the new L. So Light is now hunting for himself against he's the devil's advocate right now. He's Emperor Palpatine twofold. Which brings Nier onto the page, and his brother / rival / Sasuke, Mello, who I don't like Mello. He doesn't do much. Nah, Nier's alright. Mello's nah. Yeah, so Nier and Light try to arrange themselves to get together, and Light's like, oh, perfect, I can kill Nier because, oh crap, I don't have a picture for him, but there's this dude named, what is his name? Mikami, that's his name. So Mikami got the Shimigami eyes from Ryuk and is killing people while Light is hunting down himself to not look suspicious in front of the other police members. Yeah, this show gets kind of complicated towards the end because there's like 3 death notes that came out of nowhere. Or the first 2, I don't know. I don't know. Misa said she killed herself with a death note, but I don't know how or where she got it. I don't know. I'm confused on the death notes because there were 2. Then somehow another one came in. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. Probably, but Nier and Light meet, and Light's plan is for Mikami to come in and see Nier's real name. Did I mention that Shimigami can see a person's real name and their lifespan. So Nier's not his real name; it's Nate River, I think, and he just like peeks in and is like, "Okay, I'm gonna kill everyone," and because Nier's with his task force and Light's task force. Yeah, and Nier has his own plan, which I'm gonna spoil. Nier did a little thing, and he stole Light's / Mikami's death note, and replaced the pages, and Light created one to avoid suspicion. This is hard to explain. He basically replaced the death note, and Mikami's plan failed. So Mikami and Light freaks out because he thinks he's caught, which he is, and Light gets shot. Yeah, Light gets shot a lot. I don't know how he doesn't die. Yeah, but afterwards, Nier beats Light, and Light runs out the door, and this ending. Okay, I forgot to mention this, but this is important. I like how this show turns the protagonist. I know some people support Light, but the show turns the protagonist, and it makes you root against him. I keep comparing Star Wars prequels, but it's kind of like Anakin, but kind of not. But Anakin's kind of the bad guy because he turned on his friends, but he's not really because he was manipulated, you know? Light is kind of evil. Well, I guess you could have gotten that far because he kills people for a living and kills innocent people who might discover who he is. Yeah. The whole time I was rooting for L because Light kept killing everyone. And towards the end, you kind of want to see Light fail because of all the stuff he did. He killed his dad pretty much. He wanted he was willing to let his younger sister die just so it won't risk him being caught. And I think his mom died, but I don't think he had anything to do with that. Yeah, he pretty much kills his dad, though. His sister's fine. She doesn't die, but she's pretty much traumatized and left without a family after that. So that might be a little... Oops. So, Light, after getting shot to high heaven, he runs to this factory, lays down, and Ryuk, in the most Chad move, went, yeah, so, Light, you know how... I keep forgetting to mention stuff. If you have a death note and you're, like, dying, pretty much, Shimigami can just write your name in the death note whenever he wants. So, that's what Ryuk does. He goes, Light, our term's up. Who knows how long... If you're gonna get caught, who knows how long you're gonna be in prison. And writes Light's name in the death note, and Light dies. Wow. Happy ending, am I right? Yeah. The ending's kind of a plot, or not a plot twist. Yeah, it is a plot twist, but like it leaves you hanging, you know? And the thing is, when a person writes someone's name in the death note, so like the user of the death note, I don't know if it's just the user or it has to be like the owner or something. I think it's the user. So if you use a death note, you don't go to heaven or hell. You just... I don't know where you go. I think you go to, like, the void, where you just sit for eternity. That's awful. So, yeah, Light is really living it up in the afterlife, you know? And Ryuk makes it out alive. And Nier makes it out alive. Those are... And Misa kills herself, you know? Well, that's Death Note, and now I know that you can kill someone with a pen and paper. I like how, I didn't think about this, but I like how the show uses the phrase, the pen is mightier than the sword. I never thought about that, but you know, that's a good saying to describe this show, because Light uses a pen to kill people. So yeah, that's the Death Note experience. I would recommend this show. It's really good, and it's pretty short, you know? It feels like it, but if you don't like short shows, it feels like it goes on for a while. Which, yeah. So yeah, I do recommend the show. I'll give this show a 8 out of 10. The only thing that's bringing it down a little is the rules kind of get a little complicated, and that's just a little. But the show does explain a ton of stuff. Just some stuff kind of gets confusing a little while, you know. But overall, I really like Death Note, and thank you guys for watching my video. You know, really helps me out. You know. Well, that's all I have to say today, everyone. Goodbye.